This is part 2 of the secants and tangents. We're going to fold towards the dotted line this time. And what we're looking at here is when the tangent and the secant touch outside of the circle. So this is outside of the circle. Let's first talk about secant and secant. And secant, what it means is that this angle right here, this little tiny angle A, is created by 1/2 of the measure of the arc DE minus, so when they're on the outside, it's minus the measure of the arc BC. So you take the outer arc and you subtract the inner arc. What does that mean? That means this right here, this arc minus this arc. They're all kind of same. We got a secant and tangent. Remember, a secant is the line that goes through the circle, and a tangent is that it only touches once. But the formula is the same. This angle on the outside is going to be 1/2 of the measurement of the arc BED minus the measurement of the arc BC. What does that mean? That means that you're going to take this outer arc and you're going to subtract the inner arc. So the outer arc, subtract the inner arc. All right, and then the next one you have tangent and tangent. What I want to make sure that you understand is that in a tangent, this outer arc and this inner arc would be a total of 360 because they only touch at the point B and at the point C. So those two added together should equal 360. But the formula for the angle is 1/2 the measurement of the arc BEC minus the measurement of the arc BC. That just means the outer arc minus the inner arc. Okay, so let's take a look inside. We're looking for the angle A. This would be 90 minus 30 divided by 2 is equal to the measurement of angle A. So we take 90 minus 30, which is 60. We're still going to divide by 2, which is 30. And that's equal to the measurement of angle A. All right, let's try that again. It is the outer arc minus the inner arc. So for this one, we have, let me zoom in just a little bit. 105 minus x divided by 2 is equal to 30. So I'm going to rewrite it exactly as you see it. But this time I got to multiply by 2. Remember to get rid of the division of 2. That means 105 minus x is equal to 60. I'm going to subtract 105 from both sides. Negative x is equal to a negative 45. You can divide by -1 to both sides. X is equal to a positive 45. All right, so this was 2 secants, 2 lines that go through the circle. But they all work the same. This is a tangent because it only touches 1, and a secant that touches twice. So the rule is, remember, this arc minus this arc. It already told you 40, but I want to bring to your attention that 40 and 100, all we're missing is this. That means 360 minus 40 minus 110 is equal to 210. So this is 210. Now we use the same rule. 210 minus 40 divided by 2 is equal to the measurement of angle A. 210 minus 40 is 170 divided by 2. 170 divided by 2 is 85, is equal to the measurement of angle A. This one over here, remember the rule is the outer arc minus the inner arc is equal to the angle on the outside. And so we're going to write x minus 80 divided by 2 is equal to 60. I'm going to rewrite the problem like you see it. And then I'm going to multiply by 2 to both sides so I can get rid of the division of 2. That means x minus 80 is equal to 120. Add 80 to both sides. X is equal to 200. And the last part is about tangents with tangents. I want to remind you that this arc plus this arc are always going to equal 360. So to get that measure, you're going to say 360 minus 120 is equal to 240. So for your formula, you're going to use 240, because that's this arc measure, minus 120 divided by 2 is equal to the measurement of the angle A. 240 minus 120 is 120 divided by 2 is equal to 60, is equal to the measurement of angle A. And then the next one. Remember, so you have this plus this is supposed to give me 360. So we have the formula x minus 360 minus x. Why? Well, don't forget, what we did on the previous problem is took 360 minus the arc they give us, and that's the one that's left. That means that 360 minus x is going to give you that inner arc. So the outer arc minus the inner arc divided by 2 is supposed to equal to 70. Let's do the distributive property on that negative sign. X minus 360 plus x is equal, divided by 2 is equal to 70. Combine like terms, x plus x is 2x minus 360 divided by 2 is equal to 70. Then we're going to multiply by 2 to both sides. Remember to get rid of the division of 2. That means that 2x minus 360 is equal to 140. We're going to add 360 to both sides. And since I ran out of space, I'm going to write it here. 2x is equal to 500 divided by 2. X is equal to 250, which makes sense that that would be the value of the bigger arc.